we push for equality, but we ain't equal, you know. But as I was writing the song, that's the political standpoint. You know, it also has more of a social aspect. And, you know, once again, you know, I'm in the song, I'm speaking, you know, as a leader as well as a follower. So in the song, the first verse, growing up for me, the devil wasn't, you know, a red horns, you know, a red figure with pitchfork, you know. It was really it was the rapper that I was listening to, you know. He was telling me the reason why I wanted to sell drugs, the reason why I wanted certain shoes, the reason why I wanted a chick the way that she was because of the people who were my cultural leader was telling me, like, yo, this is what you need to be cool.
Bro,
you know,
speaking on it. You speaking
you know,
on it.
whether you know, whether people want to admit it or not, you know, the reality is we have people in the position of popularity telling us to do all the wrong things. You know, so I was trying to come from a standpoint of my youth, you know, and addressing that issue, you know, of you know, the devil coming at me like he was the dope boy in the hood that you always looked up to because he had the cars, the girls, the money, you know, and he's telling me, why would you want to be right when what's wrong is what's right? Here my darkness is light. I had you shining so bright. I give you power and hoes, flashy cars in the clothes, couple pounds of this dro. If you want it, let's go. Let's get this money. You know, that was the pursuit of all me and my dudes.
Right.
You know, you wanted, you know, at the end of the day, we did everything for those things. You know, people kill.
I want to shout out my man DJ P Funk in here, also from Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah, he just popped in here probably as you said it. Yeah, another Cleveland original. I think he's staying in Texas now, but he's a guy from Cleveland, from the streets and everything. So I hear a lot of these stories, just like you just said. P Funk actually said he lived and he had to actually have to leave the area because the influences and the way the streets was, you know what I'm saying? They were trying to pull him one way. He had to get out of there.
You know, it's definitely one of the places that you either gonna make it or you not, you know. And I think another reason for us making the move was, you know, if you don't leave, you die. You die there. You know, whether that's physically, emotionally, you're not gonna go anywhere. You know, and I needed to broaden my horizon. You know, I needed to step outside of that zone. You know, the crazy thing, you know, I was talking to my wife. I grew up around black people my whole life. I didn't grow up around white people, Asians. I didn't have friends like that until I was maybe like 20. You know?
Right.
But when you're in an environment like that, it breeds a certain type of mentality.
Right.
You know, but that's essentially the feel behind Nightmares is really just addressing the issue at hand. You know, don't be deceived, man. You know, real woke people understand what it really hit for. You know,
right.
And we move accordingly. You know,
right. Now
it's a game. You know, you gotta know how to play it, or you won't survive for real.
That's true. Now I did visit Toledo before. I've never been to Cleveland. I visit Toledo, and Toledo reminds me of a probably industrial type of area. I didn't see a whole lot going on there at all either. You know what I'm saying? I think I was visiting somebody. I don't know. We went to, I don't know if it was Clorox or whatever the company is that make Clorox. I can't think of their name, but we went to that industrial spot because they worked there, and it was like it wasn't a whole lot around there, man. So, Taj, I want to hear from you What's your perspective? Well, I know you might not have grew up on the streets or whatever, but you have perspective of you have friends that probably, you know what I'm saying, didn't make it or jail or whatever. What was your perspective as far as Toledo?
Toledo it's a smaller town, but it has elements of everything. So there's hood elements there. There's, there's suburban elements there. It really just depends on where you grew up. And I spent the younger part of my life, in the inner city. And as I grew up, I kind of moved to, just a typical suburban neighborhood. So I kind of experienced what it was like to live in pretty much every place. I've been an experience from a predominantly black area to dealing with a predominantly white area, and just noticing the struggles of both. When you're in a predominantly black area, it's kind of a dog eat dog mentality. People, it's like crabs in a barrel. People don't want to see you make it. But then it's like when you go into a predominantly white area, it's almost like, people don't understand, your culture. They don't understand you. They don't get why you are the way you are. They don't understand your struggle. It's a lot of borderline racism that goes on that you experience. And just being able to experience those things really shaped a lot of my perspective and who I am as a person. Just dealing with that, people without guidance, just trying to find their own way because, they're looking for guidance, but their parents aren't guided themselves, and then you got the ones in the other area where it's like they're so caught up in where they are now that they seem to have forgotten where they've come from, and they have no relation to it whatsoever. So that's kind of my experience of Toledo.
Y'all tripping me out here because as we do this interview, I'm going track by track. But as we tell this story, as we talk, it keeps flowing into the next song. Because we were just talking about living that life and living that danger. And that's the next song, man. This is tripping me out, man. I don't know how y'all wrote it. But that's a complexity that, as you talk to me, that is going down with these titles, man. It's tripping me out right now, man. I'm like, wow, it's so fitting right now. So we're going to play Danger next. And when we get back, we're going to talk about it.
Too deep. You dug yourself in too deep.
Wow. Oh man. So that was a different type of danger. See, I read the title and tried to make an assumption, but this was the you meeting Taj meeting you at the, you know what I'm saying, where y'all at, and she felt like, yo, this dude is tripping me out. He dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That's deep, man. The way y'all actually wrote that and it tripped me out because I already heard the story how y'all met each other, but it's like it felt like I was in that song and I saw it. It was like I saw him and you at the club and meeting each other. You know what I'm saying? And you like, damn, this dude is danger. And you say, yeah, she danger. So go ahead and tell me a little bit about this, man. What was the inspiration on this one?
I'm going to start out by saying that you're still right, because when I wrote Danger and when I really like personified, this song's a personification. So it can be a guy, but it can also be that situation, that tough, situation, or that drive to live the fast life. Whatever that situation is, as human beings, for whatever reason, whether it's to fit in, whether it's to release some pain, whether it's to try something new, we all have those situations where we know something's wrong. We know that girl is dangerous. We know that guy is dangerous. We know that place is dangerous. We know that life is dangerous, but it looks enticing to us. So it kind of seduces us, kind of like what Petey talked about in the last song, Nightmare, when he said, the dope boy is kind of like that life looks exciting, and you know that it's dangerous, but you go after it anyway. Even though you can see the danger, you see, you don't really care. You want what comes with that. You want that benefit, and you think that something's going to come out of it. So you're drawn into this trap.
Hold on. I got to rewind that because that was so deep. That just blew my mind just now. You know what I'm saying? You just said that, and it had to sink in right now. I was like, wait a minute. What you just say? And you just said it, and I listened to it, but I had to let it sit for a second and digest. So give me one moment for that to sink in right quick.
You're good.
All right. I got it now. Woo! I mean, you just blew my mind. Mind blown right there. You know what I'm saying? You can continue.
So I kind of personified it as something like as a seductive situation, something that everybody can relate to. We've all been seduced by something. Lust may not be everybody's struggle. For somebody, it might be that bottle they can't put down. For somebody else, it might be those drugs, Whatever it is, I feel like, through my personal situation, and I think everybody has encountered danger at some point. Like I've literally had friends from every walk of life tell me how this song relates to them. Whether they were in an abusive relationship, or rather they were doing something they weren't supposed to be doing, or whether or not they were living a life they weren't supposed to be living. This song relates to all three of those situations, even though they're totally different. And even though their struggle may be different from my struggle, we were all able to come together and kind of like relate on that story.
Wow. Look, people talking about, am I high? Yeah, I'm high. I'm high off this music. That's what I am. This music takes me to the next level. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's how they wrote it. Y'all don't understand. If y'all ain't dug into this music, I mean, you got to get into the music. I got into the music. You know what I'm saying? I'm in between the tracks and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm letting this music take me, feel me, and take over me. That's what I'm doing. And by the end of this, y'all going to be on Amazon, iTunes, Google Play. Y'all going to be on it too. Y'all going to be buying the CD. And I'm putting that out there in the atmosphere. So, anyway.